Hi there, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for popping onto this video. So today I'm here to do a flip through, the long, final, anticipated flip through of the Shades of Winter journal. I have put the finishing touches on it just yesterday, and we're going to have a look at the flip through today. So the journal does come with some extras, but we'll have a look at those afterwards. For now, let's focus on the journal itself. So I did make quite a bit of this on video with you all, mainly because it was a bit of an experiment and I wanted to share the journey as I went through. Because the cover, if you remember from part 1 of this series, was made from sweet wrappers, and then I prettied that up with some die cuts, some sparkly ribbon and some lace. And what it gives is this really, really nice frosted kind of a look. Can you just see the shine? It's really, really shiny and sparkly in real life. It's just unfortunately the camera doesn't pick that up too well. Now, before I carry on, I should just apologise for the plaster you'll see on my thumb. I had a bit of an accident the other day, would you believe, not crafting related, so please do your best to ignore that. Okay, so this journal is spoken for already. Someone kindly got in touch with me via my Etsy shop whilst I was making it to ask whether it was for sale, because they were interested in it. And so it is spoken for, but I thought I would still show you the flip through anyway. I find them inspiring myself, and I hope that you'll get lots of ideas from this one today. So the lady who's purchasing it, she asked if we could put beauty in the front just there. So I was grateful of her help because I was a bit unsure what to call it. So we're calling it Beauty. So I've popped that in the plate there, but that is removable in case, you know, later on down the line, maybe she wants to change things up a bit. The cover is 8.5 inches by 5.5, so it is a little bit smaller than what my journals normally come out as, but that was really just down to, you know, how I was making the cover. Okay, so this is how the front looks. As I say, we've got this beautiful, beautiful frosted kind of a look. And there's the back where the same lace goes through and you've still got some more die cuts. And then I have covered up the binding with some extra lace. This is my favourite kind of a lace. It's nice and soft, and it's got some little flowers just down there. I have added a tassel, which is removable. It just slips right out. Because it was only a one signature journal, I couldn't find a way to attach the tassel to the spine, because, you know, as you can see, the spine is not very big. So I took an idea from Natasha from Treasure Books, who was attaching her tassels to fans, a broken handheld fan. So this was mine. It is vintage. Which I had it as a young girl, so yes, it's, believe it or not, it's vintage now. And it comes from Venice. It was my very first souvenir from overseas travelling, and I just thought with the white and gold, it just went really, really nicely with the whole look of the journal. So this is the tassel that I made. I did make these tassels on video a little while ago. I think it might have been in December. So this is the one that I've chosen for this journal. So we've got lots of beads and dangles and lots of blue ribbons and all sorts of things going on there. And of course we had the slight jangle from the bells. So we'll just pop that to the side just there. Okay, so we have the ribbon closure, and let's take a peek inside. So throughout the journal, wherever I've added poinsettias or snowflakes as embellishments, I've actually gone over them with some stickles. This is the diamond stickles. So can you see that slight shine you get from the poinsettias? Not sure if the light is picking it up, but you'll see that throughout the journal. So here in the front we've got a hidden pocket. I did do this on camera with you all. I went for this look because I didn't want to cover up this pretty paper, but I did need to hide my brads that popped through the cover, because I decided on the brad, the nameplate, you know, the book plate on the front. I decided on that once the cover was completely finished, so I needed to find a way to cover that, and I had a mark on the paper just down here. So I went with this framed hidden pocket. which frames this shaker tag, which I made in the A to Z of Christmas Craft collaboration a little while ago. It's just a pretty shaker with a snowflake charm, and that just frames that beautifully just there. Okay, so there are some kit pages used in the journal. This is Kerr's Shades of Winter kit, which I believe she is Happiness in Crafting on YouTube and Etsy. I have linked the kit down below in case you'd like to have a look. But along the way, I've also used some of the freebies that she offers on her Facebook group. So for example, she offered the, for her A to Z video for Christmas, she gave the tutorial and the freebie used to make this. And there are also some pages in the journal that I used her freebies in. Okay, so moving on, we've got this beautiful horse in the snow. And we have this page embellishment just here, which is inspired by Tanya from Tatty Treasures. It's layered ribbons, different ribbons layered up, a little bit of sparkly ribbon, and then I hand stitched this snowflake charm just into the middle, just like so, just to give that page a little bit of something extra. We have a scrappy cluster down here made from various laces and fabrics, and we have got this this tag that I made from some scrapbook paper, and I just adorned it with some glittery stars and the word winter just there, and then I've backed it with some vintage ledger paper. I just had a scrap of this in my scrapbooks, and then I've just gone over that with a bit of Tim Holtz stenciling, and then of course there's the first sparkly snowflake. You can just about see the sparkle. It's really very sparkly in real life. Okay, moving on, we've got various vintage laces throughout the journal, and I made this altered CD pocket on camera with you all. So we've got a cute bunny in the window and a little cluster detail down here with snow-kissed. Lots of stamping and stenciling around the outside. And then this flips open to reveal this cute little puffin. Got a sparkly snowflake just there. And on the back I've created this little tuck space or pocket using a Christmas card. And I realise I'm missing some stickles on this poinsettia, so I will be sure to do that. There's always going to be one that you miss, eh? Inside that cute little pocket we've just got a couple of journal cards, just backed. This one isn't backed, this is from a paper pad. This one is backed with some paper from the kit. And those just fit nicely in there. Okay, and then if we slip out the bunny, so this is from a Gordon Benningfield book, and then I've just backed it with some snowy paper so that we had something nice in the window, and then when you open it up you reveal the music sheet. Really just to give you a break from, you know, quite a lot of blue. Just a little bit of a cluster detail there, and then over the blanker pages, the white pages, I've done some stenciling with it's Stormy Sky ink and my Tim Holtz Flourish stencil. This was a tip-in. I received this picture. It's an art sample that I received in the post, and I just thought it went perfectly with the snowy scenes. This was the flap of an envelope, which you'll see the other half of later on. So I've created this tip-in with this on the front just there for decoration, and on the back we've got some silvery acetate lace at the top, and then stitched over we've got some just some plain white paper, which I've added a sparkly snowflake to, just for a bit of hidden journaling just there. Here we have a little pocket. So this pocket comes from a different kit. I believe it's from After Midnight Design. This pocket was sent to me when I purchased a journal from Denise Junk Journals UK. So I just, because it was quite a silvery kind of colour, I just added a little tag and a sticker and a snowflake die cut to bring in some more of the blue and the white that's used throughout. But I felt like that was a nice contrast and gave you a little bit of a break from all of the blue and white, so it wasn't quite so much. Just in there we've got another little tag from the paper pad. This came in the same pack of things from Denise. I just thought those deers in the snow were so beautiful that I wanted to share them. So that's just a little card there. And then we've got this sparkle tag, which I had in, you know, when you buy wrapping paper and it comes with gift tags. So I've just had a little bow at the top just there. and I've stenciled on the back. Okay, so moving on, this is the centre of the signature. This is an envelope which I have marbled the flap of the envelope in silver and blue. You can just see that shine and shimmer. This is with nail varnish. Now I will do a tutorial on this. I've been meaning to do one for a while, but I promise I will do it in February. Because it's basically you put nail varnish in water, and then when you put the paper over the top, you get a really fun marbling kind of effect. And I've just added this sparkly poinsettia fussy cut just there. On the envelope I've attached some of this silvery acetate, which you saw earlier, just to give it a bit more of colour, really, a bit more of a sparkle. So I've turned the flap into a belly band, which is from this, which holds this sort of long tag journal card bookmark type thing. This is a page from a book I had as a young girl. It was one of my favourite books, but I decided I wanted to start repurposing some of the images in my projects. It was an illustrated book of Oscar Wilde stories, and it's got some really, really beautiful images. So in the back of the envelope I've got this little thumb hole, because that reveals some note paper, which is from the kit, just like so, just for a bit of extra journaling. So that's just fits in underneath that acetate, like so. It's a little bit hard for me to slip things in and out of pockets because of my boo-boo on my thumb. Okay, so I've done a little bit of collaging on the back of the envelope, and a little bit of stenciling, so there's space to write here. And of course this could be further embellished if the lady would like to. We have a cluster detail just here with a sticker, like a snowy type sticker where there's horses in the woods, nice and blues, and some little extra bits. These tags, I punched them from Christmas cards, just to give it a little bit of something really. And then slipped in there I've just got this cute journal card from a paper pad. Okay, moving on, we've got this beautiful tag. So I'll just slip that. It is clipped on just with this snowflake charm on a paper clip. So this was a kit tag. So from the Shades of Winter kit, we got these large tags. This was one of them. And I wanted to fancy it up a bit and add my own sort of kind of take on it, I suppose. So I didn't have anything that was long enough or tall enough to cover the space of such a large tag. It takes up the full the full journal, the page. So I layered up some different things together. I will make some more of these so I can show you exactly what I did. But basically we have some layers of wallpaper. That's vintage wallpaper in the back just there, those bits of blue and white that you see. Layered up with a couple of different pieces of sparkly organza, followed by like a blue type of organza. This is actually from, the little bags that you sometimes get things in. One like this. This is actually what I'm going to send the journal in. I repurposed one of those which was too small to put anything in for, my needs. So I just tore up some of that, popped that in there. Layered up this die cut sort of frame label type thing, sparkly snowflake, and then added this beautiful bird. I'm afraid I don't know the name of the bird, but it was on the same page as a bunch of like snowy type of birds like puffins and ones like that, so I thought it was fitting. And then of course I've used a lot of eyelash trim. This is some cream sparkle and gold eyelash trim. Now it is backed, so this is a card you can write on. But I did originally think that I was going to pop it onto the page as either a belly band or a tuck spot. I didn't want to make that call, but I'm just mentioning it in case the lady who's purchasing it would like to do that. So I just think framed in the middle there could look very, very nice, but I'd like to offer her that opportunity to make the call on whether she would like to do that. Okay. So clipped on the back there, I've just got this little card because I didn't want to cover up the kit pages too much, so that just fits in the background. Little scrappy cluster here. And this is the other side of the envelope, which had the tip-in on it. So I've collaged over, because it did have my name and address on, so I've used a bunch of scraps from the project. I've popped in a couple of little writing spots. You know, they're only small, but there is, you know, a little bit of space there for making some notes. This beautiful owl fussy cut. And then I'll use my other hand. Inside we've got this journal card that I made from a Christmas card. In the middle here was a Christmas, like a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year type sentiment. So I covered that over with a card from the paper pad, Walking in a Winter Wonderland. And then I just did some very wonky stitching around it, just for that, really just for decorative, decorative reasons. I thought it looked kind of cool rather than just doing straight stitching. And then of course backed as well. So that just fits inside the pocket, like so. Some more stenciling there. This flips out, so this is it was a frame, and then I added this sticker to it, just glued on, and it's still technically a sticker, but I wanted it to look like it was kind of almost like it's hanging there like a clipboard would be. But this flips out for lots of extra journaling. Got a little pocket here with a card. This came in a pack of things from Denise from the same winter journal, and I just thought I would pop them in here. We have a pocket here, and I made this by having 2 sheets of paper. I did do this page on video, I believe, where I just folded over the top page and then stitched around just to create that nice deep pocket. And in there we've got one of the tags from the kit, and I've just fancied it up with some snowflake die cuts and some eyelash trim. And that one is backed with the same snowy paper that I've used throughout. Down here we have a little cluster detail just for, this one isn't a tuck space, it's just for decoration. And on the back we've got a pocket here which I cut from a Christmas card. This one has a slight sparkle to it. And then inside we just have one of the journal cards cut down to size from the kit, this time backed onto pearlescent paper, or pearlescent cardstock I should say. In the back I did make this on camera. This was following a tutorial from Tina at Shabby Dabby Doodah. So this is, it's a pocket flip out writing spot type thing. So we've got a pocket on the front with a couple of small tags from the kit, both backed, and a journal card from the paper pad that I was working with. This pocket was in the Shades of Winter kit, and I just thought it was the perfect size just to sit on the front there. We have a nice deep pocket all the way down in the back just here with some vintage wallpaper. You might notice that same wallpaper from the tag, so I used the scraps to create the tag with that nice bird on it. Here we've got a bookmark come journal card, so there is space to write on the back, and I wanted to use this because I had to cover up the pretty poinsettia paper, so this is just a nod to that. I might also add some stickles to that, looking at it now. We tie up with this ribbon, so if I open that up, we then fold out for some extra journaling space, and then I've just popped a couple of fussy cuts. So although this is kit paper, it's nice and light, so there's plenty of space there to write should they want to. Okay, so then that just ties up like so. So that is the journal, the main journal, but as I mentioned it does come with some extras, so I will show you those in a second. Okay. I will tie up that bow later, just struggling a little bit with my plaster. Okay, so here we are for the little extras. So we've got this envelope which came in a freebie from Kerr, and inside I lined it with music sheet, and then I've just popped in some journal cards left over from the kit, and I've just backed them and stitched around so that there's some space, extra space there. And then we've got this slightly altered index card where I've just stenciled on it with my Tim Holtz stencil. Now it's got vintage lace on the front of the envelope, and that, you know, I could have done more of this, but I really liked the paper, so, you know, there is more can be done with this, but I thought I would leave that to the person who is buying the journal if she'd like to change it up a bit. And here we've got, this is the extra, another little extra that comes with the journal. So I originally made this on camera. It's made from an envelope, and it was going to be a page in the journal, but unfortunately the journal was just chunking up too much. As you can see, this sort of is quite a little chunky piece in itself. So I decided to change my idea, and I've turned this into a little notebook folio. So we're just tied with a little bit of ribbon. Okay, so we've got a little tuck space in the front there. That's the flap of the envelope. We've got an altered paper clip with a bow. And then we've just got this little vellum envelope that has a few bits and bobs that can be used in the journal. Another blue, mainly stickers actually. There's another blue sticker here. And then there's some snowy scenes, which I thought I would leave it to the person to decide whether she wants to use them in here or she can use them for other bits and bobs. So that's that one. There we go. We've got another altered paper clip here. I thought this was a really pretty sentiment, and it added decoration to the front of the folio. It just says "An Infinite Grace." I made these following a tutorial from Tanya from Tatty Treasures. Wherever I follow tutorials or been inspired by somebody, I will link their videos in the description box below so you can see the original. And we have this snowflake charm just there. So as I say, originally this was going to be a page in the journal where I did some heat embossing on the inside, and there was plenty of space here for some writing with a metallic gel pen, which you can still do, but now I've turned it into a little bit of a notebook. So we still have pockets in the actual envelope part, so let me just pull that one out. I made these on camera, so we've got this one using Christmas wrapping paper, and then I've just prettied it up with some die cuts and fussy cuts. Here's the little notebook. I think I put 5 sheets of paper in here, so that gives 20 sides of writing space. And I've just stenciled over all of the pages just to, you know, so they weren't so plain. And you can just see, I've done it quite lightly, but you can just see. Space here to write and some more of my heat embossing. I did put some lace down the centre there just to give the folio, the envelope, a little bit of protection, because I did stitch the pages in. And then we've got another journal card here, which I made on camera. This is using a Christmas cracker in silver and gold. And then I've done the same kind of idea as the front one with a frame and a die cut. That idea came from Tanya from Tatty Treasure again. She used Christmas crackers in a journal, and I thought that was such a good idea. So this is the other part of the flap of the envelope, which again is a little tuck space, decorated up with some silver stamping and some fussy cuts, just like in the front. And then in the back there, I've got this little, I guess even minier folio, I suppose. This one has been stickled quite a bit, so you get that nice shine on the front. And this was originally a card that I think came with this envelope. It was a freebie from Kerr in her Facebook group, and I've just cut it down to fit a bit better. And on the inside, I've used a couple more pockets from the kit, which were just the perfect size for in there again, just to pop in some extra bits and pieces that the lady can use in the journal if she wishes to. So, you know, just some little journal cards. I need to stencil on the back of that one, and a sticker just there. There we go. And then in here we've got another little journal card. This one's backed with some interesting scrapbook paper, which I thought was like a snowy splodge on there. And I will put some more eyelash trim in this sparkle tag as well. So just a couple of little pieces really. And then on the back of the mini folio, I've just popped in this owl, and I've popped in a For You piece. Again, I need to stick with this poinsettia. I'm finding them all now, aren't I? I've just popped in this For You sentiment, which comes from a vintage greeting card, just because I was seeing this as this was like a freebie with the journal, so I wanted it to be, you know, it's especially for you kind of sentiment, and then I've just stenciled on the back. So that is everything, I believe. So as I say, this one is already spoken for, so it will be going off to its new forever home soon, I hope. So yeah, that is everything with that one. As I say, I did make quite a bit of this on camera, so I'll link the full playlist below so you can check that out if you missed the series. And really from here we're going to move on now to the next winter journal. It's not as wintry as this one, but I'm calling it my Winter Rose journal, again after a kit that I've part used in the journal. So I hope you'll stick around for that. It'll be a different vibe again. That one will be more of a pink colour. So yeah, it will be it will be very different from all the blues of this one. But I hope that you'll like it just the same. Alright, thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope you liked how the journal came out. I'm really happy with it. As I say, it was a bit of an experiment. But yeah, I was really very chuffed with how it turned out. So I'll be sorry to part with it, but I'm very pleased that it will be going off to a very deserving home, for someone who I believe will look after it and cherish it and you know, treasure it for years to come. Thanks so much for joining me. I'm sorry again about the plaster, and I expect to see you on the next video, hopefully. Please join me, and I will speak to you then. Bye bye for now.